Yo, what's up, guys? We're live. We're doing another betting breakdown. I got Billy with me. I got Fitz with me. So, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? They're actually Jersey boys, man. So you're gonna be going to the fights tomorrow, Fitz, and yeah, man. How excited are you guys about this card?
Of course, hype. Haven't been to UFC fights since November, since MSG. So second one or first one of this year, first one in 2025. First time seeing Sean O'Malley fight Marab. So that'll be sick. Kevin Holland, really excited. Yeah, ready to rip it, ready to get into it. We had to come back for the pay-per-view, and we're gonna break it down and get into it right on time as always. Ready to go.
Yes, sir. What about you, Billy? How you doing, bro?
Any week that we got Sean O'Malley in a main event, I'm going to be hyped for it. And it's in New Jersey this week, so I'm really locked in. It's going to be a fun weekend. And Kayla Harrison in the co-main event. Oh, man. Amanda Nunes, Kayla Harrison, give me that fight.
Yeah, man. We're going to be talking about all that, but let's get started. The first fight now, we got Mark Choinsky taking on Marco Medeiros, and short notice fight, and I'll kind of set it up a little bit because it's kind of weird circumstances with Marco Medeiros. The guy put a post out last week on Instagram saying that he had been fighting an illness and he had it through the whole camp. He didn't feel like he was going to be at his optimum and he was sick, but he waited all the way till weigh-in day to do that. So, how much of it was the weight? I was surprised that they didn't do this fight at 170 because Choinsky was going to fight at 170 on like June 15th. So you would think they maybe could have done it at 70, but I guess Medeiros still wanted to cut to 55. But yeah, what do you think about it, Fitz? You think with the circumstances that Choinsky is live here, it seems like he's a popular underdog because he was a lot bigger of an underdog earlier in the week. And Medeiros obviously has a little bit of those issues. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, I'm staying away from this one. Just a short notice debut, and Medeiros pulling out a fight just a week ago. Too many red flags on both sides. So I think the safe thing to do is pass here. I do think Choinsky is live though, because Medeiros was getting taken down in his fight against Hubbard, and Choinsky can definitely get takedowns. And he was preparing for a fight, so it's not like he's coming in no notice. He was in camp. Training at a good gym at Rufus Sport. Anthony Pettis' promotion I'm not the highest on, but he's a 3-time, I think, wrestling All-American in college. So he has some real credentials, never lost amateur or pro. But Medeiros on the feet, I believe, will have a big advantage. I like the fight to go to decision. Not too much value there, like over 2.5. minus 195, minus 168. Yeah, I don't hate those, and I don't hate the fight to go to decision. That's how I'd bet it.
Yeah, and I honestly kind of agree. I think that it is a dog or pass, but a lot of the value is gone because I believe he was like a plus 200 or higher.
Yeah, I think
earlier
so.
in the week. So if you got that number, I think that's a good bet because I don't think that he's that big of an underdog with. Like you said, Medeiros was getting taken down his last fight. He's not necessarily like the most experienced guy. He hasn't beaten that many great opponents. And Choinsky, he is actually, like you said, he has those wrestling credentials, and then he's also the wrestling coach for Rufus Sport. So he's training with a lot of really good grapplers over there. And you see how like Christian Rodriguez and all these strikers can wrestle. So that he's probably a pretty good coach and MMA wrestler, but in his fights, like, he just doesn't seem that dynamic. Like, if he was really going out there and pushing the wrestling, I would pick him to win a decision or maybe win by submission and bet on him. But I agree. I probably think it's going to be a 15-minute fight where maybe Choinsky gets kicked a little bit and loses the decision. I could see it, like, being similar to last week's fight where Aswell came in on short notice and he made it competitive, but he couldn't get the win. But, yeah, Billy, are you going with the underdog here or you got Medeiros?
It's kind of a weird fight because, I just don't like the situation for Medeiros coming way back-to-back weeks. He was the last person to weigh in today. The only thing that made me not bet Choinsky was his striking defense is dog shit. I could definitely see him getting clip. Like Medeiros is by far the best striker that he's ever fought, but as we saw in his last fight against Austin Hubbard, he's definitely kryptonite is wrestling, and there's a clear path to victory. Chininsky by decisions plus 390. I think that would be like the prop angle to attack it. If you think Raquel Medeiros is the goods, I would probably sprinkle that KO by rounds 2 or 3 plus 800. But I'm kind of with Fitz, though. I kind of think the fight goes the distance, and we're going to see some time go off the clock.
Yeah, and at the number, man, I feel like that's the type of fight where you see the minus 170, you want to throw him in all your parlays, but I wouldn't do that, man. He's like I think he's a risky play there, or he could screw your night over. So I would just kind of stay away from that fight. Maybe bet Choinsky and see if you get lucky. It can roll it into something else. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that fight. But next fight, we got Killian Salkid taking on Yanosh Mush. Salkid, he's a friend of the channel. He's been on. Fitz did a good interview with him, and then he got
before the Contender Series, pre-Contender Series,
pre-UFC, and hopefully we get him on again, maybe. But yeah, he got a 19-second knockout win in his debut, so obviously a win here, maybe get into top 5-ish territory. So what do you think about this fight, Billy? You agree with him being such a huge favorite? You think he is a real deal prospect, or you think Ashmush, who's underrated, I think is getting disrespected a little bit?
I think it's a little bit of a lazy job by the sports books, kind of like copy and pasting the line that he was in his debut. And granted, this is a harder matchup, but
he's a bigger favorite here, I think, than his debut.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they're kind of just copy and pasting it. It doesn't feel like they're really doing a bunch of research, but the actual fight matchup itself, like Salkid's way bigger than Yanel Ash. I think he's gonna wrestle here. I definitely think if he fights the way that he did against Gage Young in the Dana White Contender Series and pursue the grappling, I definitely think he can just kind of run away with this. But I would kind of be interested to play like a same game parlay of like him to win in like over 1.5 total rounds or something like that, kind of like a fate of his UFC debut first round knockout. Like this is a way different fight. Yanel Ashmu's KJ Dojo fighter, so that's like a North Jersey tribe. So they're gonna do this thing where they have like these like heel big favorites going into like enemy territories, like the Mason Jones Jeremy Stevens fight is like one I can remember off the top of my head. But I think Salkid gets his hand raised though.
Yeah, and I agree. Like you were saying, it is interesting. There's a couple of I think Mirzakhanov is from that same gym too, right? I'm pretty sure. And then I didn't know Luque was born in New Jersey either. It's weird how it's like all these guys you think are foreign are like traded and has some connection in New Jersey somehow. But
Ashmush total takedowns landed over 0.5 plus 120.
Over half a takedown?
Yeah, so he just needs one.
Yeah. I don't hate it at all. I mean, Gage Young I'm pretty sure he got a couple takedowns. So
And Yanal's takedown, Trevor Peek's, I think, a wrestler, so.
Yeah, he honestly, man, like I said, I think Yanal Ashmush is underrated because
Quillen's gonna melt him though.
Yeah, I mean, as a prediction, I think it's going to be a decision though. I know a lot of people are predicting submission and things like that, but Ashmush, the guy has good grappling credentials. Like he has a combat sambo background. We saw him out wrestle Trevor Peek easily. I mean, he's a pretty explosive guy, and he's tricky. He's like going to try to pull you into power shots. So on the feet, I think that Salkid is better. Like he can keep it long distance, and I think over time he'll land more. But he has to be careful in the stand-up, man, early, especially because Shmush. I mean, we saw the guy knock out Sam Patterson, who's a lot bigger than Killian.
But I feel like Sam Patterson, was compromising himself to make 155. So that could be. But it's definitely a wide line. Like Quillen's my boy, and I really do think he's better everywhere. But it's a wide line, man. That he's a heavy favorite.
Well, I think what is him to win?
By decision is like minus 105, I think.
I don't know. I'm not I was hoping that was going to be plus money there. I mean, inside the distance is plus 165. Like I feel like more people are picking him to win inside the distance. So I'm surprised that it's not the other way around with that. But what do you think? You think it's going to be a finish, or you got it going all 3 rounds, Fitz?
I think it's going to be probably a decision if I had to pick. Maybe he gets a finish. I'd really like another finish. If he gets 2, 2 wins in the UFC, two by finish, he'll have a lot of hype, man. This is someone who I think is going to grow into like a big time fan favorite. He has a great personality. He's very fun, cool look. And I think he's going to be in the UFC for a very long time.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys, the Eternal MMA champs, they always do good in UFC. So he has that pedigree. We'll see if he can get this done. But yeah, I think it's a big step up for sure. So we'll see if Salkin can spoil the party. But next fight, we got Jekka Sergi versus Ju Sang Yu. I mean, huge favor here for Sang Yu, where I think he should win. I mean, I watched a couple of his fights, and he has decent striking. Like, he's one of those guys that likes to pressure and feint and then pull counter you. But Jekka's fast. I mean, he could land a counter knockout or hurt him. I really could see that. But Yo is good on the ground. He just doesn't have wrestling from what I've seen. I've never seen him take someone down. It's all like someone shoots on him and he reverses and gets on top. So I think if he could wrestle, he could finish on the ground pretty easily. I mean, you've seen this guy get finished, Jekka, by Antrel Jubilee and Weston Wilson on the ground. So you think that
those are some brutal names to be finished by, dude.
Yeah,
those are 2 of the worst losses.
Yeah, bro. This is
bro, yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, but
I don't think Yu's that good, man. To be honest,
right.
I mean,
I don't think he is.
I mean, I think Jekka is even worse. I think I've been on quote saying Jekka is like the worst fighter we've ever seen. I remember when we were talking about Lucas Alexander, I was really, really shitting on him for losing to Jekka. So, yeah, I think he still gets the job done here. This is not the time to fade you, but it'll come.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy though to see him at minus 535, minus 600.
And we've never seen him fight anybody. His record is
either. I mean, there's a lot of things that
it could be Jekka. Jekka could get a knockout here.
Yeah,
Jekka could definitely sleep him.
I know that's a thing. Like a lot of those Asian guys, like when they fight in America, they don't do very good. Which you could say the same thing about Jekka, though. He's traveling, but at least he's done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about it, Billy?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with the same sentiments. I think though that Ju Sang Yu is kind of getting like a layup spot. He's one of Korean Zombie's like prospects that was in his promotion, and his last 2 fights were against grapplers, and he was kind of able to show that he's improved his takedown defense. I think he's a better striker and grappler than Jekka Sergi. But I do like the gym that Jekka Sergi's training out of. He trains out of that MMA Academy gym in San Diego. He's Anthony Arocco's main training partner, but he's kind of shitty because they have to give Rocco another training partner as well. But I definitely think his takedown defense is improving if you're training with Anthony Arocco. I mean, he's definitely – I think he's one of the best grapplers outside the UFC in his weight class. The dude from Cage Warriors, he's going to be over here in a couple of years. But I think just due to Sergey's fighting style, I think he's just going to get finished here. Under 2.5 are pretty good looks, finishing props.
He's not a great finisher. He
but like Korean Zombie and Dana White are homeboys, and like the Dana White looking for a fight. The last episode on YouTube, they signed him and Camilo. The Camilo one was kind of like, we'll sign you because you beat the dude that did the thing at the press conference. But they're really looking at Ju Sang Yu, and I think he's going to get it. I like knockout prop rounds 1 or 2 plus 550.
That can go both ways, though. If you're like cool, they could get bombs in the UFC. Like guys that suck, that are like hype beast guys, then they come in and get destroyed. But
yeah, but like he's also like old.
That's
perfectly though. The fade will come. It's just
I can't pick Jekka though. I can't.
That's
do it.
exact, dude. Fitz, you're saying like I almost went with Jekka because like I was looking at Jekka,
I just look
fighting-
at Jekka and I can't pick him, bro.
he went to decision with like some guy that was like 46 years old. Like they went all 15 minutes. I'm like, bro, how are you not finishing this guy? And like, you think he's gonna get the knockout though in this fight unless he gets put to sleep. So, but plus 1,000 for Sergey by knockout is fucking.
I'm gonna be on
crazy
it.
to me.
I'm gonna sprinkle it.
I don't think that
Plus 1,000.
Dude, if they fought 10 times, he's getting more than one knockout win. I mean,
Let's ride.
I don't know. I kind of like it, but we'll see. Maybe Jusing Yo goes in there and just destroys him. The next fight we got.
I'm betting the knockout at plus 1,000.
Yeah. What do you guys think in the chat? You guys like the plus 1,000? You guys like the same?
How could you see plus 1,000 and not like it?
Yeah.
I like
Of
plus
course.
5. If Jang Sung Yu catches it, like this is how this fight's gonna go. Jekka Saraki's gonna do some dumb shit, probably clip him like 1 or 2 times.
Dude, they were calling this guy the Indonesian McGregor. Let's not forget.
Bro.
You guys were saying how good Lucas Alexander was. Remember?
Yeah, it's possible, dude. But we'll see. Maybe it'll look like a stupid pick. But I didn't even.
You're gonna hear Jekka's gonna knock him out. The arena will be empty. I'll be up in the fucking 200s, just going ballistic. We'll see on the live stream.
Yeah, dude. But fuck. Next fight. This is a weird one though, right here with Ariane Lipski. I'm surprised that this fight, is still gonna go on. I mean, I saw some video with their coach talking about
Just cancer.
Yeah, she had some tumor issue and had a really bad weight cut where I don't know. She said she was seeing double vision and all that, which I mean that's kind of normal, but
Kind of normal.
like well, if you're cutting weight, like it's not like a crazy thing, but I guess for her it was a lot worse than regular, and she weighed like 131 at the weigh-in, so big advantage, or I don't know if it's an advantage, but she has a big weight miss here, and we'll see if it affects her. She was already a huge underdog, so yeah, I mean, did you ever think Lipski had value, or what do you think about what the weight miss does for her, Fitz?
I mean, I love me some Lipski. She's, pound for pound, hottest girls in the UFC. Don't like now that she has a new last name. Kind of makes me like her a lot less. But I think Kong Wang is going to knock her out in round 1. I think there's good value there. It should be plus 600. Like that's pretty good. We've seen Lipski get starched before. She might not even. We might get another Macy Barber. She might not make it out there.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if this fight's gonna happen, to be honest. But yeah, I was kind of surprised too. Like, I saw that the line opened at like plus 185 for Wang by KO, and now it's plus 220. So I guess some people are betting fight to go the distance, but I kind of agree. I think it's a fight where Kong get the finish on the ground too. I feel like Lipski, if she's coming in compromised at all, it could be a finish, and I think that's the angle on this fight is to bet the inside distance. So yeah, what do you got, Billy?
Yeah, I think Kong's just gonna win this fight pretty easily. Like I don't know how much I want to be invested into it, but I did end up putting her in with a spread bet for later on in the show. But I think Kong just gets her hand raised. But I'm capping this with like I feel like she's should wrestle, but in reality they're probably just gonna swing it out on the feet. And I think Lipski's on her period.
Period.
Bro, 6 pounds over, bro. How else do you describe that?
She has a fucking tumor on her thyroid, dude.
Thyroid too.
Which is, how is she fighting?
Yeah, people seem to think just because. Yeah, I mean, but the fight, like, I think it's favored to end inside the distance. Or I guess it's even money, huh? So yeah, but I kind of like that. I like that fight to not go to decision. So it's kind of what I think about that one for a bet. But yeah, what's the next fight on the card? We got the Chaos Williams fight, right? I believe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's another short notice one, which Chaos I think is too big of a favorite at this point. Like the line is kind of gone. I mean, I see him at minus 205, so I don't know if he's gone down a little bit, but either way, yeah, I mean, I feel like it should be like minus 150 for Chaos, but Gustafsson, you're supposed to fight last week and didn't happen. The guy's just like a big juice head that comes forward and makes it crazy. I don't know if he's going to look the same in his UFC debut. Like, is he going to be able to take the same amount of damage and all that? But I guess right now there's no USADA. He fought on Contender Series. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a tough bargain, though, for me to think he's going to go in there for 3 rounds unless he can knee Chaos or get him really tired and not get clipped and knocked out. Like, I kind of feel like Chaos has that power. That's his thing. And this dude's coming in chin first. Yeah, so I'm leaning towards Chaos with the knockout here in this fight. What do you think, Billy?
I kind of like Gustafsson in this spot. I mean, after some musical chairs and stuff like that, I've just never been a fan of the way that Chaos Williams, his fight style is. Like, yeah, you have to be aware of the power, but Gustafsson has been in some fucking slobber knocker fights that he's looked like he's about to die, and he just doesn't die. He mainly likes to operate outside of the clinch, but I think he offers a little bit more out of his game. Like on the Dana White Contender Series, he landed a couple of takedowns. I'm not convinced he's just going to shoot fucking takedowns, but it's nice to know that he has that in his back pocket. I like Gustafsson here, KO or decision at plus 210.
Word, yeah. Yeah, it's one of those fights where I think wherever the fight takes place, if it's on the inside, Gustafsson's going to be winning more than likely, and Chaos has to catch him coming in or keep it on the outside. But what do you think about it, Fitz?
Yeah, I'm gonna be on Gustafsson. This is more me just backing a fighter rather than a matchup. Like if you break down how the fight's gonna go, you see some advantages Chaos will have it in the matchup, but I think Gustafsson is gonna be really hungry. You know, he's had like 3 canceled fights. You know, trying to finally make his debut, and I rated him like I had him on my top 10 prospects on this season of Contender Series. I was impressed with his performance. I think I actually picked Pat whatever his last name is, to beat Gustafsson. Like I think he fucked me on the Contender Series, and I just think this guy's a savage, and I think he has more aspirations in the UFC than Chaos Williams. Like who do you guys think wants to win this fight more?
I don't know.
I think Andreas is gonna have a lot more dog. I think he's gonna if he can avoid getting knocked out. If you can push a crazy pace, I have it down here, round 3 knockout for Gustafsson plus 1,500. I mean, I see him breaking Chaos and getting the victory there.
Yeah, one thing though I will say, dude, is Chaos. I've seen him take huge shots. Like I don't think he's ever been even dropped before. Like the guy's super durable, but if he's gassed and gets taken out of there, then yeah. But one thing I would like, Chaos, he got choked out cold his last fight by Bonfim, so you know that should give him some motivation to like come back too. You know, I feel like it could be a dogfight, man. Like I don't think Chaos is gonna just quit in there, but yeah, I guess it'll be a good one. I mean, are both you guys gonna be betting on Gustafsson? I might. I'm not super confident, so I might kind of roll with you guys on this one, but.
Yeah, nothing crazy, but I'll of course have some action on Gustafsson. Like I said, round 3 knockout plus 1,500. Gonna take it.
Yeah, I'm with.
Go ahead, my bad.
No, I was gonna say yeah, I'm with this. It's gonna be like something small.
Yeah, Bonfim chokes everyone but Dalby. Yeah, dude. I mean, Bonfim is a beast, but that's why I think like Chaos has fought so many like guys that I feel are better than Gustafsson, but Gustafsson does have that kind of like whatever it is where it seems like he could just come forward and take damage and win the fight. But Next fight, we got Sergey Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. I mean, I think I honestly was going with Spivak earlier in the week, but I'm gonna switch my pick to Waldo.
Although,
Spivak can get takedowns. If he gets a takedown early and could get Waldo tired or do damage, maybe he could take over. But I feel like Spivak, like the guy's a quitter. Waldo to me is a tough guy. If he gets taken down, I think he could survive. And every round starts on the feet, man. So I think at one point he's going to be able to hurt Spivak and knock him out. He's a big guy. He's fast. He's strong. I'm going to go with Waldo here. But what do you think, Fitz?
yeah, I mean, dude, this is a heavyweight fight. Very, very volatile, as we would say. Could go either way. Waldo will have a big home field advantage fighting in Jersey. A lot of Dominicans here. But I think Spivak's just better. We've seen Spivak shit the bed against really good fighters and have some really god awful performances against the top of the division. But we've also seen him look good against good fighters. And I think this is not by far, but this is the best fighter Waldo's fought. And I think Spivak's will be able to hang on the feet and use his wrestling to get the victory here. I think he gets takedowns and proves to be a higher level grappler. I know Waldo has the ability to get some takedowns, but I think Spivak's kind of a different animal,
Yeah. If it gets in the clinch, I think Spivak's definitely going to be taking him down. But yeah, it's an interesting one. But what do you think about it, Billy? Who you got here? You're muted, dog.
It's a weird one. Like, I want to pick Waldo Cortez Acosta and bet him on his money line, but it just doesn't. I really feel like sweating a heavyweight fight where I'm not on the grappling side. Like, if Spivak just laid on top of him, would I be shocked? No, but I also think his durability kind of sucks. I think this is like the trap line of the week.
Yeah, I agree. I could never bet Spivak at like minus 170. I feel like when you're a quitter like that, man, I mean, his fight versus Rogan was embarrassing, dude. Like, that was bad, man.
I mean, how about the fight against Aspinall where he landed 0 strikes?
Bro, the fight when he fought Walt Harris, his UFC debut, that fight lasted like 12 seconds. He got finished. Like, dude, this guy could easily, like, it's like random nights he goes in there and he just wants the easy paycheck and just fucking quits. I mean, so I don't know. I don't think he likes getting hit at all. So it's just going to come down to if Waldo could hit him once. I mean, dude, even his last fight versus Almeida, he got dropped. Like, dude, Almeida doesn't hurt anybody. Like, that's crazy to get dropped by Jonathan Almeida. But yeah, I mean, he looked tepid against Spann. Waldo, you're saying? Yeah. I mean, I think Spann's a way, like, more dangerous striker than Spivak, though. And he knocked him out, didn't he? Spivak had a better camp. Yeah, he's been at Extreme for a while, though. But yeah, we'll see. It's an interesting one because it's clash of styles. But the next fight, we got Osman Mirzakhanov versus Brenson Ribeiro. And, man, I got to say, like, the one fucking Russian Ov guy that's entertaining, the UFC doesn't want to put any marketing into, man. Like, I feel like this should be on the main card.
Or this should be a better matchup, man. I know Walker dropped out, but Mirzakhanov is undefeated. He deserves a step up. He deserves a name. And, I mean, he has a lot to lose facing someone who can put him to sleep here in Ribeiro.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said, he was going to fight Johnny Walker, but I think he could have even fought, like, someone higher in the division. But that whole division, it's kind of like all the guys at the top have fights or aren't fighting right now. But, yeah, if Mirzakhanov wins this one, he has to get, like, a top 5 next. But Ribeiro...
I'd like to see fight the winner of Hill versus Roundtree. That's, I know, a big jump. Yeah. Or give him Dominic Reyes. He'd kill Dominic Reyes, I think. He'd send Dominic Reyes right back to the retirement home. I mean, look what he did to Dustin Jacoby, and Jacoby's been on his hair.
Yeah, Jacoby, and a lot of people thought Jacoby beat Khalil Roundtree. So yeah, Mirzakhanov, the guy's a beast for sure. But this fight, it's crazy the dynamic because you got a guy with I think Ribeiro has a 10-inch reach advantage, which is you don't really see that in a lot of fights. And Ribeiro is good at fighting long. Like he'll throw nice straight punches, but I feel like he's kind of like a glass cannon. And versus Mirzakhanov, like if you're getting finished, I think he's been finished in round one like 6 times. That's a huge red flag to me because you got a super explosive guy that finds the chin, man. So 280 for a knockout, I think that's a super wide line for a KO.
That's ridiculous.
And it's for a reason. I mean, I don't know. I mean, most of the time that he wins this fight, it's probably going to be a first round knockout. So Mirzakhanov for me, I like this guy, man. Southpaw, extremely explosive. The only thing about him that's kind of suspect is he doesn't have a good cardio. Like you see, he gets tired. Like you were talking about the Jacoby fight. Jacoby kind of was working his way back into the fight, like in the later rounds, and then Mirzakhanov hurt him a couple times to like steal the fight. But I think he does slow down a little bit. Ribeiro, I mean, the guy got a submission win his last fight. He's got some knockouts, so he's dangerous, but I just feel like he's not as durable. He's probably going to get knocked out. So what do you think, Billy? You think Ribeiro is live here being the way bigger guy? Or
I mean, Ribeiro's like way bigger, and it kind of like feels a little bit scary on paper, but I kind of just feel like when this fight plays out, he's just going to knock him out in the first round. So it's kind of hard to like really gauge of like how to like really get a good grasp on a prop, because it's like I feel like if I bet the rounds 2 or 3 knockout prop at plus 200, he's just gonna knock him out in the first round. I think you just gotta use it as a parlay filler, but don't like go crazy on it.
Dude, yeah, how's him on money line?
Yeah, I used him as a parlay filler. Like he's in my 6-leg parlay, and I think that's it.
Yeah, you're saying the plus 1,000 for
For Ribeiro, yeah, that's another one. You know, that's another for a knockout. I mean, plus 1,000, kind of stupid. You know, but I do think. I mean, if they fought 10 times, I don't know if he knocks him out one time. To be honest.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I'd rather pick Jekka.
Yeah, I agree about that. Did Jacoby or like anyone that he's fought, have they ever like rocked him or anything? Like I can't really remember. Like I don't really
wouldn't know off the top of my head. I don't think so though.
Like because Ribeiro, I mean, that Ming Yang guy knocked him out really bad. Like,
well, Ming Zhang might be the real deal. He might be the
And to give Ribeiro credit, Ribeiro dropped him hard. He dropped that.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy fight. Yeah, that was a crazy fight.
Yeah, and then he got knocked out. Like he was like, I think he hurt him and he like blitzed him like to try to finish him, and Ming Yang Zhang caught him and knocked him out like right there, right when he hurt him. So yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be crazy seeing them in a cage. I mean, the thing about Mirzakhanov that's cool is he's like 5'9". I mean, so we'll see how long he can really last it. Like I don't know if he could do well like fighting like Alex Pereira or somebody, but yeah, man. Final fight on the prelims, I believe we got Josh Van versus Bruno Silva. What do you think about this fight, Fitz?
Yeah, I mean, originally I was thinking of taking a dog shot on Bruno Silva, but then I just, watched the Manel Cape fight, and I think Josh Van is going to pick him apart. I will say if you're betting big on a Van, I'm not going to be. You might want to hedge with this Silva knockout. I think that's his one path to victory, is he catches him and plus 1,200. Wow. I mean, I don't know if that's an accurate line, but that's kind of crazy. Yeah, but I see Josh Van winning this fight, winning the minutes. Just gotta avoid that death touch from Bruno Silva.
Yeah. One thing, I mean, I know Bruno took like 6 months off, but what do you think about all the damage he took versus Manel? You think that's gonna affect him in this fight, Billy?
I don't know. I just feel like it's a bad stylistic matchup of like nothing against Bruno Silva's resume in the it's pretty quality in the UFC, but he's never eclipsed 50 strikes in a fight, and that's like that's not going to work against Joshua Van.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the times though, like Bruno does have those, like Fitz was saying, he's got like multiple knockouts, so he at least has the power. Where
Why is Van your most confident pick on the card?
I don't like how Bruno took so much damage his last fight, and I just don't think it's that likely he's gonna find the knockout. Like Josh Van, I feel like he's getting a lot better every fight, and
I agree.
Bruno's
I'm like
6, like he's getting
exactly.
up there.
So big. He's Josh Van's like 13 years younger.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a couple other, like I could have picked maybe like a couple other people as my most confident pick, like
Julian Pena.
Yeah, Julian. But I feel, dude, I was thinking Killian as it, but I feel like is more fresh. He has more of a chance. I feel like
I don't hate it. I mean, maybe I'd go Murzakanov or someone, but
yeah, Bruno. That I will say that, dude, that fight he had versus Durden, that was sick. Where he was getting like he got dropped like 3 times and he knocked him out with that uppercut. But yeah, that's his one chance to win is catching that knockout like that. But yeah, I just feel like Silva might be done, man. If he loses this fight, I could see him getting cut, like, or maybe getting one more fight because he's taken some losses recently. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But first fight on the main card, one of Fitz's boys, we got Kevin Holland. I'm pretty sure you like him. I remember you were all over him in the last fight. He got the job done pretty easy. So yeah, man.
but I was also all over him against RDR. So I'm not the biggest Kevin. I used to fade Kevin Holland in every fight. I had him against Jack Della Maddalena. That was a tough one to swallow. I thought he almost had it, which is crazy. I mean, look at his fight against the welterweight champion. He had a closer fight than Bilal did, but so did, I guess, Basil Hassanov. So you can't put much into that.
I think that's why Holland is. I feel like he's more confident that he can get up there and like win the belt. Like he was even saying it, like it's time to get this belt, take it serious. Which I don't know if he'll get there, but seeing like a guy you went to split decision with, like a lot of people thought you won, like be the champ now. It's like you could think, hey, I could be right there type thing, right? Especially at 170, I think he only has like a couple losses. But yeah, usually you don't see Holland as a minus 220 favorite though. I guess his last fight was Gunnar. He was a big favorite. This fight he's a big favorite, but both these guys usually they're prospect. They fight prospects, but yeah. What do you think about it, Billy? Who you got here?
Yeah, it's one of those type of ones where it's like it feels like the bookies are putting this where they're trying to get Vicente Luque action, but in reality, I feel like the volatility kind of leads me towards under 2.5. Prior to the fight against Gunnar Nelson, which is complete bullshit that fight was not finished. Like Kevin Holland fucked him up in round 1. That fight's in America or in Vegas or some shit like that. That fight gets called off. But prior to that fight, 9 of the last 11 Kevin Holland fights have gone under 2.5 total rounds. So I'm just gonna go back to the well here and bet the under 2.5.
Are you guys on the Luque can't take damage anymore train, or you think that that's a little overblown?
Tough to say.
I'm on the Luque can't take damage.
I'll say I don't think he can take damage, but it is also overblown. Like people gas it. Like people act like Kevin's gonna touch him one time and he's gonna die. Yeah. But I would lean more towards he can't take. If you were talking before his fight against Themba, I was probably picking Themba by knockout or something crazy. So.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, he came back, he got that win.
But it's not like he showed he could
Yeah,
take
He
damage,
didn't
you
take a
know.
punch in that fight. Oh, like,
he didn't even
The
get
one
hit.
thing that's like, dude, I mean, Luque dominated RDA.
Yeah, with the
my
rest.
thing is though
That's
is
why
he had
It-
that
it-
hemorrhage.
you think Collins' takedown defense is better than RDA's?
Well, dude, if you look at all RDA's losses, though, to be fair, I guess he's
It
fighting.
just makes no sense because then look at RDA's
getting
takedown defense
down
against
all the
Gamrot,
fight.
and it looks sick.
Well, that's at 55 though. But yeah, that's true.
Which is why this is how we get confused. You know, it's just
Yeah.
MMA math. It doesn't work. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. But I'll go Kevin Holland gets a knockout. I think
That too. It's so weird because that's the only fight to me that I can remember where Luca even got takedowns. Like,
yeah.
so it's like now it's like an anomaly. But I guess he showed that he can. Like, that's probably going to be his game plan. You'd think, like, going.
He's gonna he might run into a knee or something, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's what I remember. Kevin asked him that at the press conference. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was just weird. It seemed like he kind of he didn't like getting hit on the feet, and then he pulled guard and quit. But who knows?
That was a weird card. If you remember the Petrosky getting knocked out by fucking Malkoun's hip bone.
Oh, yeah.
Gets fucking shady down in AC, you know. Get real
was-
sketchy. You get the Weidman knockout overturned. We get real down and dirty in Jersey, dude. Like,
I saw. Did you guys see fucking DC was shitting all over Atlantic City?
really?
Did you guys see that clip? Yeah, he was like,
It was horrible. It was the worst event ever. There was one bathroom in the whole arena.
It's a shitty place to have it at, though.
Yeah, it was,
nah, but yeah, I got Holland by knockout for me, but the thing is, dude, Luque is if he comes in there and looks like on point and it goes if it goes to decision, either guy is gonna have a chance to win. It's gonna be like a split decision for sure, in my opinion. I don't think someone's gonna dominate like the minutes in this fight. I think if Holland wins, it's gonna be him catching him and just knocking him out. Like, remember the Ponzinibbio versus Holland fight where it was pretty close and then Holland ended up knocking him out at the end. So I don't know. I could
That
see
would
something.
be my fear, though. If this shit hits the judges' scorecards and that means Luque didn't die from the punches, he's definitely live to win a decision.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, both these guys, I don't think they have like great records when fights go to decision. Like Luque, dude, that dude has so many finishes in UFC. I think if he gets another finish, he's gonna have the most finishes ever for welterweights. He has like 14 UFC finishes, but Holland, I guess the only time he got finished by knockout was versus Wonderboy. But yeah, man. Next fight we got Mario Batista versus Patchy Mix. Big fight here. You know, Patchy Mix making his way over to UFC. What do you think, Fitz? Who you got this one?
yeah, give me Mix to win a close decision. I know you're going to be on Bautista. I don't hate it. I'm real back and forth. Not too much confidence. I'll bet the fight goes to decision. I like that. I really think it. I don't think Mix is going to submit Bautista. I think it's going to be very close, and I think it's kind of be a case of Bautista got the nod in his last time, and this is going to level it out. Maybe I have a feeling you're going to be pretty salty about this one, thinking Bautista did enough, but they're going to give it to Mix. The UFC wants Mix to win, of course. Bautista is absolutely hated by the fans, and even if he wins here, I doubt he's going to like starch Patchy Mix. It'll be like a grimy decision, or where he just boxes him up. I see people talking about the striking, like they're not too high on his striking, but Mix has fought a real who's outside of the UFC and beating guys like Sergio Pettis, Horiguchi, and I know the last fight was real controversial, but Magomedov, that he's an animal regardless, So Bautista, I don't think is like a huge step up for Patchy Mix or a step up at all, and Mix is coming in real confident. I do think though he is kind of like overlooking Bautista, but I just feel like he has such belief in himself as a champion. with the great record coming as promotion. I think he's a real deal. And we've seen, a lot of these guys come in from outside of the UFC and have a lot of success. So I think he continues that trend.
Yeah. What about you, Billy? Who you got here, bro?
I hate to say it, and I hate to do it. I'm gonna just cut straight to. I got to fade Patchy Mix in this spot. Like, this fight should be a pick 'em. Maybe like slight favorite, -145 would be like the max I would put Patchy Mix here. Not even like. I just feel like the market's undervaluing Mario Bautista. Like, Mario Bautista is really good takedown defense outside the Damon Blackshear fight. He has really good striking, and his fighting style just scores very well on judges' scorecards. Outside of the Jose Aldo fight, that was the only fight that he's ever been the split decision in his career. I definitely think Mario Bautista has the ability to come in here and kind of, ruin the party, spoil the night type of thing. I bet his decision prop at +260.
Yeah, and personally, man, I got Mario in this one. I think it's a good matchup for Batista, man. I mean, you've seen him. He fought a similar guy who I think is underrated, and I think Patchy, like, yeah, he has all these great wins, and he's a really good fighter for sure. But I don't know, like, if he's levels above Damon Blackshear. Like, I think Damon Blackshear is really good. I mean, the guy just went in there and destroyed Cody Gibson. He's on like. What, he's won like 6 out of 7 fights. He went to a draw with Yusuf Salal. So Blackshear's a good fighter, man. He's a big guy. He's bigger than Patchy Mix, and he's a great grappler. And I feel like Mario did a great job in that fight, scrambling with him. He shut down a lot of the.
Didn't Blackshear take that fight on like 6 days' notice?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but he had already fought the week before and won in like the first minute, 10 seconds.
It's a double weight cut.
I don't know what.
Back to back with.
But it's still like.
I'm just saying. I mean, you're probably pretty familiar with Patchy, no?
Well, I've never actually seen him like grapple in person or anything, but yeah, I know of him and all that stuff, and he's a great grappler. Like, but I feel like Mario has really good training partners to deal with Patchy Mix, man. I mean, he has long strikers. And then he has guys like Ezra Elliott who are elite back takers, elite grapplers. All of those guys at MMA Lab are always known for shutting down grappling. And I just feel like Mario, he has a good matchup here. You look at Patchy Mix, all these wins that he's been getting recently, they're against really small guys, man. Besides Rafion Stotts, he knocked him out in like 1 minute. I mean, I don't know how likely he's going to KO Mario like that. But he's fighting all these guys that are like 5'6", 5'5", like Kyoji Horiguchi, Sergio Pettis, Magomedov. Like, now he's fighting a guy that's pretty similar size to him. I don't think he's going to be able to just range strike him. I think Mario is going to really have a pretty significant advantage on the feet. But yeah, we'll see if Patchy Mix can get him down early. He has a chance to submit anyone in. But one thing I don't like about Patchy either, man, is he only had like 12 days notice for this fight. He has not had that much time to get ready for this fight at all. He hasn't fought in over a year. So has he really been in the gym every day, like training hard as hell? Like, he might be in pretty good shape, but that's a lot to ask for. And then he's only had like 1 fight in 2 years. Like, he's not been fighting. So, yeah, he has a lot of confidence, but we'll see if he could, not have any ring rust in there. I feel like Mario has been rolling, man. I mean, he has like 3 or 4 wins since the last time Patchy has even fought. But
I kind of agree with you, bro, of like, bro, the underratingness of like Mario Bautista in this spot's kind of crazy.
It's been more than 12 days, so you got to know.
This is like Jose Aldo versus Eamon Zahabi from like the last pay-per-view. Like, this screams like underdog wins by decision that nobody wants to win.
Yeah, I don't. It's a lot. I mean, it's Patchy's more in his prime, but he's also like, he's 31 and he hasn't fought in a long time. I mean, you don't know if he's going to come in and look super, super sharp, like, especially if he can't get the early finish. And I heard like from a couple people like behind the scenes are telling me that Patchy Mix had a pretty hard weight cut. So that could be another factor in the fight. I'm kind of liking, but yeah, Mario, like you said, Fitz, he's getting a lot of shit. Like, dude, he has a lot of motivation to go in there and like put it in people's face that he's gonna win this fight. But I guess it could be pressure the other way too. But yeah, man, that's gonna be a good one. I'm definitely excited about that one, and I kind of hope Mario wins though, man, because I don't want to see
Well,
Patchy
I would
fight.
hope so too if I'm picking him.
Well, but it's like Patchy versus Marab. Like I feel like I don't know.
That's
how.
You'd rather see Mario Batista fight for the title than Patchy Mix? That's
Well, I don't think
Patchy Mix
Mario's.
is
I don't think Mario's fighting for the title.
okay, but who would you rather see as a contender in the division?
That's not
really you'd. But that's what he just said. You're talking
No,
about fight Marab.
if Patchy Mix loses this fight, bro,
You don't think they're gonna fight Marab because they're boys?
I don't know, bro. Like I don't know. I think if Patchy Mix loses this fight, like it's not gonna like diminish his career at all. Like a year from now, nobody's gonna even remember this fight even happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You don't think it would diminish his career if he loses his first fight in the UFC?
No, bro. It happens to a lot of these Bellator guys that come over here. We just watch.
Not really. Most of them win the
Just
first
watch
fight.
Pitbull, the best Bellator fighter ever
Right.
in the promotion.
At
gets
38.
No.
At 38.
Well, look at
Chandler won.
but look at
fucking
Chandler.
Michael Venom Page won.
Chandler loses every fight. It doesn't matter. He still gets a big fight the next time he fights.
Well, he's not. Patchy Mix
fight-
is not Michael
fighting,
Chandler, though.
He's fighting.
Chandler is the most exciting fighter like ever in MMA
He's
history.
fighting Mauricio Goofy now. Michael-
Which is crazy.
Like, dude, it's like, dude, he just gets give every big fight. He's going to get a chance to have it.
Well, I mean,
It's
he
like,
literally invented the Dana White privilege, so that's literally where it comes from.
Hagen beats Mix. Yeah, I think
I don't know.
Sandhagen-
Let's see Mix versus Bautista first.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how if Patchy goes in there and gets that first round submission, dude. I think they're gonna probably pass Corey up, which to me isn't fair. But yeah, I think that's probably what's gonna happen if Patchy wins. But yeah, next fight on the card: Joe Pyfer versus Kelvin Gastelum. Pyfer, a big favorite. I mean, 4-1. I think he was like a similar favorite the last time. So, but what do you think, Fitz? You agree with this line, and you got Pyfer get the win here?
No, the line should be closer. I can't remember if I picked Kelvin the last time. I think I was closer to picking Kelvin the last time than I am this time. I still want to, I still, I'm not betting. I'm not parlaying, Pyfer at this high of a line against someone with so much more experience than him, and someone who could show him a level's performance. Pyfer's talking about he didn't get fraud check. Well, if you lose to Kelvin Gastelum, that'll be a fraud check then, whatever. I just honestly, to me, it comes down to the size and strength of Pyfer. I think he's too big for Gastelum. I think he's gonna big brother him, get on top. I don't see a finish. I see a lot of people have called the Pyfer knockout. I don't see that. I think Pyfer wins a decision, but value side is definitely Kelvin Gastelum. I don't think that's much of a debate.
Yeah. What do you think, Billy?
I don't want to get overly confident on Joe Pyfer in this spot because of just the way this card's set up. There's just a little bit easier people to fade, but I really do like the spot for him. Kind of like what Fitz was alluding to of just body size wise, this is just a very winnable fight for him. Preferably, I would like to see him do what Sean Brady did and try to grapple because he's way bigger than fucking Sean Brady. Sean Brady's 5'10" max, on a good day in shoes. And Pyfer's 3-4 inches taller than him, way bigger than him, should be able to grapple him. But if he wants to make this a little striking fight, which is probably going to happen, I think he's just going to win a UDM decision. Probably a little bit of athleticism and speed coming out in the down the stretch here. I bet Joe Pyfer to win and fight. Joe Pyfer to win in over 1.5 total rounds. Game parlay was +100.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I've been going back and forth. I didn't pick a lot of underdogs in this card, so I went with Kelvin. And honestly, it's just because Joe Pfeiffer, he could take Kelvin down, but I think Kelvin is going to be able to get back up if Pfeiffer takes him down. Abdul Razak was getting back up on Joe Pfeiffer, and Kelvin has brought in Pat Downey, and I think it's going to be Kelvin. What I really think is Kelvin is going to try to get the takedowns. We saw that versus Chris Curtis. He got a couple takedowns, put Curtis on his back, and we've seen Joe Pfeiffer like where he's super strong. So I think he takes it for granted. Like he'll let guys get in on his legs, like push him against the cage, and then he can kind of just shuck him off. And he could probably do that to Kelvin and deny the takedowns. But if Kelvin really times it well and Pfeiffer is kind of nonchalant about the defense and he puts him on his back, I'm not confident Pfeiffer is going to be good on his back. Like, I think he's a big guy. He's a fucking meathead. Like, dude, if he gets put on bottom, Kelvin could ground and pound the shit out of him. Like, probably, or really do damage. And Pfeiffer, man, I don't think the guy's like super tough. Like, obviously, he's a big brute. He's powerful. He goes out there, he could knock you out. He really only throws 3-2s, but he doesn't need much else because he hits so hard and he's fast and kind of big for the weight. And he has a really good double. But you watch the fight with him, like he was getting hit with jabs and like trying to act like they were freaking eye pokes, like looking at the ref to get the
I mean, Hermanson does have some like weird, I'll say, claws. Like he tends to scratch his opponents up. If you notice, I'll never forget the Marvin Vettori fight, bro. Marvin Vettori literally looked like he just had the craziest sex of his life.
Now
like
but still, like I've never seen anyone else that fought Hermanson do that. Like when Hermanson's jabbing him, like he's like grabbing his eye, like he got eye poked, which maybe he just got like hit perfectly or whatever. But I just feel like when Hermanson started to snowball in that fight, he took over easily, like and just dominated. But that was 5 rounds, and I think Pfeiffer won the first 2 rounds. So
yeah, definitely.
You know, if he could do that here and loses the third, he'll get the win. But you know, I just feel like the odds on Kelvin are good. Pfeiffer, what's the best? Like, who's the best guy? He doesn't really have a great resume, so kind of a prove it fight here. He should get the win. I mean, he's bigger, younger. Like Billy's saying, he's more powerful, more athletic guy. But yeah, Kelvin has gotten the upset on these big guys before. If he gets a takedown, I think that could be a big indication that Kelvin's going to win. Like if you see him get a takedown early in round 2 or something, then maybe live bet him. But yeah, I guess you're on Pfeiffer though, Bill or Fitz.
Yeah, but not crazy, you know. I think, like I said, Kelvin's the value side. Real quick, I want to pull up what Kelvin's takedown prop is on DraftKings and get that number for you guys. So Kelvin to land 1 takedown is plus 330.
Yeah, that's a good bet, honestly. I don't know if Pfeiffer's ever even been taken down. I'm about to look right now, but I just know like Kelvin, he got a couple.
Yeah, you got to think. I mean, though, training with Sean Brady, dude, your takedown defense is going to be pretty.
Hermanson
Pfeiffer's submission game is highly underrated. Fucking Renzo Gracie Jiu-Jitsu black belt. So you know them boys, they don't hand those out to everybody.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, Pfeiffer doesn't get submissions though, really, in his fights. Like, who is he?
Like you said, he's a little bit of a meathead, but his jiu-jitsu is really good, though.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see him like go for subs and shit. Because Kelvin, you know, isn't really like a great grappler. He's gotten subbed a few times in UFC, but yeah, I kind of would be. I think if Pfeiffer gets on top, he could maybe like arm triangle him or something like big man.
Not saying Pfeiffer like anything collegiately wrestling, but that was his first art of like learning a sport was wrestling. So like he's a wrestler.
Well, I think Kelvin is a better wrestler though. I think like, but it's just the
He's
size.
a better.
Well, the fucking Piper is about 3 size.
Yeah, when one dude's 6'3" and the other guy's like fucking 5'8".
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just the
He's gonna-
size.
he's gonna get kicked.
Like Elvin, I think he wrestled. Didn't he wrestle like D1 in college?
I'm not a Kevin Gastelum fanboy. So I don't know too much about.
Dude, I saw they
the
did
league.
some post, which I thought was crazy though. That
He might have been a JUCO guy.
it was like 13 years ago today. Kelvin won Ultimate Fighter. Like so,
Crazy. He really grew up in the UFC.
yeah, it's been a long time, but yeah, man. Co-main event time. Juliana Pena, Kayla Harrison. Yeah, what do you think about it, Billy? Who you got here, and how do you see it going down?
One of those type of fights, I just feel like it's inevitable. This has to be probably the biggest line a champion's ever been in a title fight.
Yeah, I've done some research. It to my knowledge, is the only thing that would come close is when GSP rematched Matt Serra, but he was like minus 500. So,
That's what I was gonna say. Like this line is inevitable. I took Kayla Harrison ITD here. It was a little bit chalky at minus 175, but I think she finds the finish here. I think they set this all up. Amanda Nunes is going to come in cage side. 2 former AT&T partners showdown at the end of summer. That's the fight that everybody wants to see. And
There's no way Kayla's fighting again at end of summer, but
you don't think she would fight at the end of summer if the bag was there?
no, hell no. Hell
She-
no. Bro, her weight cuts must take like 3-4 months, dude.
Granted, but
Trust me, she's not fighting at the end of summer. Maybe end of a year.
just thinking about it, like life-wise, with the female fighters, they're a little bit more willing to take a fight at the end of the summer before like the kids go back to school and shit. She has to shit.
But
Like,
it's the way. I think it's the way, dude. Did you see her this morning, bro? She looked like she just got.
I'm just saying,
There's no way she's fighting again in 2
if
months.
she comes in here, doesn't take a lot
There's
of
no chance.
finishes.
Bro, it looked like she just like fucking.
She already took the damage, bro. The damage has already been done.
She literally looked like one of those kids in Gaza, dude. Like it was bad.
Oh, bro.
She looked bad, dude. I don't know, like, but fuck.
Yeah,
dude.
but at the ceremony of weigh-ins, dude, she looked fine. Shouts to my boy.
Well, you're gonna put on weight quick, like, dude. If you like cut 20 pounds and then you drink some water, like.
You're gonna go up like 8 pounds with a bottle of water.
So would you Kayla Harrison?
Say that again. Nah, bro.
I mean, I think it's got to be yes.
All right. Now I was just making sure we're all on the same page.
Did you see that flex picture in the dress, bro? That was that was something for sure. Gabby Garcia-esque there in that fucking picture. Nah, dude. Honestly, if you watch the channel, dude, I don't think I've ever picked against Juliana in any fight. Like I picked her in all her fights.
You picked her against Valentina Shevchenko.
Well, I wasn't doing picks back on the channel,
really?
like predictions. I think I
You might.
every fight pretty much. Trying to think if I didn't pick her in any fight. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, this one, man. I don't know. I think that she actually has passed to victory, but they're just slim. Like on the feet, I do feel like Kayla is not good on the feet. Like she has good footwork and she looks like more technical, but Julia hits a lot harder. I feel like is throwing more numbers. She throws ugly combinations, but at least she's throwing more than one punch. But I just don't think she's going to stop the takedowns, and then she's going to go for submissions off her back the whole fight. I mean, that's what I think is going to happen, and could be one of those fights where Pena honestly thinks she's winning the fight, but she's going to lose every round where it's like she might get a couple close submissions, but I don't see her submitting Kayla, but yeah, I just don't think
you grab some balls and
Juliana shouldn't even be the champion.
ITD, bro. Kayla Harrison's gonna beat this bitch's ass inside the distance. Like,
dude, you're tripping, dude.
she has 5 rounds, bro.
What is she gonna do to her? What is she gonna do to her?
Better. But you know how many years you've bet PFL before, bro. Kayla Harrison ITD props in PFL when she fought in that organization.
Bro, she's fighting
minus
fucking-
500, bro. Like the fact that it's under 2-1 for Kayla Harrison inside the distance. Fuck that, bro. I'm laying the chalk, and
Kayla's not gonna. She's not gonna finish.
I like submission decision minus 198.
I think if she gets to a position on the ground and like Juliana Pena's on some like pussy shit, I definitely think she can get ground and pounded the fuck up on.
Julie's pretty tough.
When is Julia?
Am I whack for like fucking hating that this is a co-main event? Like I have no hype for this at all.
It's all about the story.
I have, dude. This shit is whack to me.
It's all about the story.
Juliana shouldn't even be the champ. She lost her.
She lost
that fight. Like, come on, let's be.
Dude, that shit. That was not robbery. It was still. It was.
I'm a big believer in close fights. Should go to the champion, bro. If it's a close fight, like if a round is close,
they're both champs. Yeah, dude. Nah, but it is what it is. Like, you can't be mad that Rocky lost that fight. Like, it's like the biggest, like Johnny Hendricks versus GSP, dude. It wasn't. Everyone looked at the one fucking knockdown in round 4, and they act like that's like the whole fight. Like, Julie was dominating her on the ground in multiple rounds. Like,
this is a whack co-main event.
It's
probably gonna go 5 rounds just because like they're gonna make.
She's not gonna. I'll go out on a limb. I'll say I guarantee you, Kayla's not gonna. How is she gonna?
That's a bold. That's a bold.
I'll guarantee. How is she
gonna, we gotta get. What's the? You guys gotta make a wager then. There's gotta be some sort of wager.
A 3-shot.
Bro, you guys are tripping, dude.
I said submission or decision.
Who's the best fighter that Kayla Harrison has finished?
We're not doing the best fighter. It's just pure physical size, bro. The bitch had fucking heels on at the ceremonial weigh-ins, and she was still shorter than Kayla Harrison.
I mean, Holly Holm's pretty good.
45 years old? Dude,
besides that, the best fighter she's finished, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you the best fighter she's finished.
She's gonna be
Martine. I guess Caitlin Young.
She couldn't finish Aspen Ladd, and she weighed 100.
That's crazy.
Pounds.
That's
she was
crazy.
20 pounds heavier. She couldn't finish her. Like, what? She's gonna knock her out with ground and pound?
No chance.
She's not.
I feel like
not, bro.
That fucking Pena.
It's gonna be 5 rounds. It's gonna be the worst fight ever. It's gonna be atrocious. Juliana's gonna be throwing up.
Getting tired too. In round 3 versus Ketlin.
Caitlin has takedown defense. I watched your breakdown defense. Your breakdown video. You said Juliana doesn't have the best takedown defense. It's like 30%, dude. It's atrocious.
But
it's terrible.
How
2-time Olympic champ Judoka is taking her down at will. Caitlin Vieira has like the best takedown defense in the women's MMA history. It's like 90%. You put Juliana's is like 30.
Time together, bro. It's Kayla.
She'll take her. I'm not saying she's not going to take her down. I just don't think she's going to do anything on the ground.
Oh, I agree. I think she could. I think she could. She could get a rear naked
and throw like 10 punches around. Pena's going to be throwing up submissions and getting halfway there, and that's going to be the full fight.
Yo, I hope we get a Kayla Harrison slam. That would be
Pena is way more alive to get the finish, in my opinion.
Fuck. I think you forget about the time that Kayla Harrison fought in the PFL and like
if you look at the resume, it's crazy.
Bro, it's just like wild that
what seriously we need an answer to the question is besides who's the best fighter Kayla Harrison finished?
It's not even that. It's just like, bro.
But what's the answer to that question?
You're bragging about these finishes against
would be like minus 500 minimum, and like you would have to like gamble on if you would bet the knockout or the fucking.
Juliana Pena kind of sucks. Like Kayla's gonna smoke her.
I mean, like
Kayla's gonna smoke her, bro.
You can't even name the people that she finished, dude. Like, And all the good fighters
Yeah,
she fought doesn't finish them. She
Yeah.
like the only person that she's fought that's good that she's finished is Holly. Like she
Which-
never finished Larissa Pacheco. She never finished Aspen Ladd. She didn't finish Ketlin Vieira. She didn't finish Marina Mokhnakinia. Who the fuck is that? I don't even. She didn't finish a lot. I mean, the people she finished are horrendous, bro. I don't know. Cindy Danwa, she finished her. Porn star.
Yeah, but you can't like just go down the list and be like, all right, she finished her, she didn't finish her. It's like PFL's a weird one to look at because they're like seasons, and like sometimes depending on if it's like the second or third fight in the regular season.
And she couldn't throw elbows. Remember that was
And
her big narrative. So
But she couldn't, like, she
I know,
took
I know.
Ketlin down. She was on top of her. It's not like Ketlin stuffed every takedown. When she got on top, she didn't do anything.
I mean,
was finishing her.
that aged pretty well. I mean, look at how the fuck Macy Chase looked last week, and she looked fucking trash. Everybody and their mom was on
Dude,
Macy Chase.
Juliana would dominate Macy, bro. Like, what are we talking? Like, it's like Macy Chiesa and Ketlin. Like, those people. Like, you think Ketlin is way better than Juliana? Like, I don't
No,
think so.
it's not. I'm not playing MMA math. It's just the styles of fights. Kayla Harrison is going to smoke this bitch. If I had to say most confident pick of the card, would be Kayla Harrison.
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll see.
I would probably say that's mine too. Most
I don't know.
confident pick.
I mean, I don't think if Amanda can't finish her in 50 minutes, I don't think Kayla will finish her. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one. And I still am picking Kayla, which I don't want to pick Kayla, but
Yeah, but I wouldn't pick that this decision prop or some fucking overs. Like everybody, this sees a women's fight, they automatically think overs. Nah, but Kayla Harrison's finishing this shit.
well, yeah. I mean, of course, the weight cut could affect her. I mean, it's gonna affect her. It already has affected her. I mean,
I just don't think it's going to last long enough to affect her.
what, dude? Who's destroyed Juliana like that? I mean, I'd be surprised. Sarah McMahon took her down. I mean, all these girls take her down, but they don't really do much to her. But yeah, we'll see if Kayla finishes her, or dominates her, and takes her out. I mean, that'd be cool. That'd be interesting. But yeah, main event we got Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley.
Let's
Yeah,
fucking go.
Was a pick'em the last time they fought. Now Merab is
No, it's not a pick 'em.
3-1 favorite. So huge
Right.
alignment. First fight. Yeah, first time I think we were both on Merab, and a lot of people were on O'Malley in the first matchup for sure. And this time I see more
Not
people on O'Malley again, and I think this one it's a lot more justifiable with the line. But yeah, Billy, you got the Sean O'Malley bobblehead. Are you going to be going with him here with the underdog value?
Yeah, but I learned my lesson last time because this is like when the spread betting first started coming in New Jersey. I'm just going to take the spread on this one. I took the 5.5. I call it the exotic play of the day. I took the 5.5 spread and put it with a favorite. If you would like to see that favorite, you know where you can find me. But yeah, I think you take the 5.5 spread. That's all the upside here for Sean O'Malley. It's one of those sucky ones where yeah, you can bet some flyer props on it and shit like that. But in reality, dude, that first fight wasn't as crazy of a blowout as I remember it the night of. I guess sometimes when you gamble or lose big money on a fight or something like that, you just remember that performance being the worst performance ever.
Or when you get so hammered you can't remember the fight.
Yeah,
and that happens to me sometimes.
I rewatched it and the way that you judge that shit, bro. Sean O'Malley on the spread is really, I think, one of the better bets of the main card here.
But what's the plus 5.5? What's the number?
You can find it anywhere between -150 and -175. I think
that means he only has to win one round, and it has to go to decision.
Yeah, he won 2 rounds in the last fight. He basically just
kind of bullshit. He won the 5th round.
I think if there's a finish in this fight, it's from the Sean O'Malley side, not the Merab Dvalishvili side. So I think that just makes you
crazy take there.
No, they're not doing O'Malley dirty like that. But it's just I'm a big Merab guy. I bet Merab a lot, but it's been at plus money, not at -3 something, and I don't feel like I want to close out my parlays with Merab though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, his last fight, I bet Merab at like over 2-1. He was like plus 210 or something against Umar. So he's getting a lot of respect now by the bookies for sure. But I just don't see how is Sean gonna win besides getting a knockout. I can see him winning around like the plus 5.5 makes sense, but whenever he goes forward, and at least in the first fight, he got taken down so easily when he was trying to pressure. And then if he's fighting off the back foot the whole fight, I mean, the only way he could win to me is catching him with the one shot. So either he's going to catch him early. I think the beginning of the rounds or first round is the time where he has that chance. I mean, the first round of the fight versus Merab, like Billy was saying, I mean, Sean was winning like the first 3 minutes of the first round pretty easy, and he was landing like a lot of pretty good shots. Probably like the best punches he landed in the whole fight were in the first round, besides that one cheap to the body. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't think he's gonna knock out Merab, and I think Merab's gonna be more. He always messes around in his fights, so he's going to probably do it again here. But I think he's going to be a little more focused on kind of dominating the fight and winning easier, which I think he could do. So I don't know. I like Merab in this one. I think he's going to win a decision, though. I don't see a lot of finishing upside, honestly. Unless O'Malley just wants out of there, like where he gives it up with ground and pound or something later in the fight. Probably going to go all 5 rounds, but what do you think, Billy? Who you got here? Or I mean, Fitz, my bad.
Yeah, I got to go with Merab. You know, the price tag does make me want to pick Sean. You know, the knockout line on Sean is tempting. And I just kind of feel like the UFC really, really needs a star right now, bro. If Sean O'Malley gets his title back, he'll jump into superstar territory. It would be a massive win for him. It would be massive for the company, you know. And they really, I mean, I know they're trying to push Topuria, and Topuria is awesome, but he just doesn't have like that. He's getting there, but he doesn't have that casual, you know, that he's not a household name yet like Sean O'Malley kind of is. And if he gets this, if he knocks out Merab here and gets revenge, he'll really be the biggest superstar in the UFC right now. I just can't. You can't pick against Merab, man.
How can you say all that and fucking not bet?
Because it's just true.
Position to
it's
be
just true. Merab's a savage, bro. You can't. This guy is the greatest bantamweight of all time. Pains me to say it, you know. Over TJ Dillashaw, Merab's better, and he's just a better fighter. You know, I think he paid off. It. You know, if you analyze the last fight, I think he paid off a -310 line in that fight. Like I know the judges' scorecards were kind of close. But he won that fight fairly easily. You know, he came out pretty unscathed. You got to be careful. O'Malley's, you know, as dangerous as it comes. He could definitely land a knee when Merab's coming in. I was rewatching the first one again today, and he almost landed a knee. One of those can put Merab to sleep. We've seen Merab hurt before, but his durability is unmatched. His heart is unmatched. His cardio obviously is super unmatched. So I picked Merab, you know, TKO in the first fight at like some crazy line. I'll probably sprinkle it again like round 4, round 5, but prediction will be a decision for Merab.
Yeah. I was looking at that because his round 4 prop I see is plus 5,000 to get a TKO, which I mean, it's probably the best odds you can get if you want to bet something with the sprinkle. So, but yeah, Merab, I think, is going to get the job done in this one. And what do you guys think, though? If Merab wins, do you think Sean should move up to 45? I feel like he should, man, because 145 is wide open right now. Like, he could go – I think he could compete for the belt at 45. Like, I'm not saying he's like a clear favorite to be the champ, but if he fought Volk or somebody like that, I don't think he'd be like a gigantic underdog. Like, what do you guys think about that?
The thing that would scare me is more wrestlers in that division at the top of the rankings than what it is at bantamweight. Like bantamweight, bro, you can kind of pull, like if you could crack into the top 10 and then get that top 5 fight, you kind of bullshit yourself to a title fight. Like we just watched Cheeto get a title fight against Sean O'Malley in his first title defense, and like Cheeto's not. I don't know. I just off the top of my head, I would not rank Cheeto in the top 8 of just pure talent of bantamweights in the UFC. And like he's right there in title consideration every time he fights.
Yeah. One thing though, I think you can like. There's fights you could give Sean to win at 45 though. Like if he fought Diego Lopez or Yair or someone like that, really isn't gonna like try to wrestle him too hard. You know, like I think he could do good at that weight. Like, and he's a big guy, but. Yeah. What do you think, Fitch? You think he could fight at 45?
Yeah, it just depends on the matchup. You know, I think he gives, Volk, honestly, a lot of problems. And someone like Diego, someone like even him versus Yair would be sick. That's a sick fight. But if you give him Mosar, Mosar's probably gonna, hump him.
Yeah.
Even something like Lerone Murphy, I mean, that fight might actually suck. It might be terrible, like super just
but he could
match. But definitely.
Yeah.
Arnold Allen.
Like, who's the Myron Santos? Like he's like going to be in the top 15, and I feel like he's like not as seasoned of a striker as Sean at all. Like, and he's already like up there, So I don't know. I feel like that's a good move for him if he loses this fight because. 2 losses to Merab. I don't think he's going to be getting a title shot anytime soon. But like you said, if he wins, he is probably going to be one of the biggest stars in UFC. The one thing with Sean, though, that like you guys think he's going to go back to the old Sean if he wins, though, like, because how could you market this Sean? Like he doesn't even talk. Like he's not saying anything. He's not doing interviews. So it's like.
Yeah, that's kind of. I think he's trying to like. I think a lot of people are falling for him being, it's. I'm sure he's more locked in, but don't like he was a UFC champion coming into the last fight. Like he was obviously fucking putting in work, So.
Well, you think he had a torn labrum thing going on? Like.
I guess I got a torn labrum.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like 12 years now. I don't know. I'm more obviously, like you said, with the line, it's kind of like no shit. We're more tempted to bet Sean this time, but I definitely am. I definitely think there's a narrative, but people buy into that narrative just a little too much, in my opinion.
Yeah. But all right, guys, full card breakdown predictions video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Thanks everyone for coming through, watching. Billy, if you got something to tell people where they can find you, and then Fitz, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, you can find me over at Pub Sports Radio. If you go to pubsportsradio.com/contest, we have a free contest, kind of like set up like Tapology style. You put your picks in there, all free, and it's $100 to first. So like depending on like let's say you have somebody predicted round 1 knockout, you'll get like 100 points. But like, let's say you just have like the decision prop, but you had the right person, you'll get like 50 points. And Jeff sends out like $100 to the person in first place. So if you want to see the contest, pubsportsradio.com/contest, and then sign up for the UFC contest free $99, and you can win $100 first.
Nice. There you go. What about you, Fitz?
Yeah, Fitzmagic MMA on the social has been taking a little reprieve, but looking to get back started come around July, International Fight Week. Definitely check out Pub Sports Radio and the contest. Free entry. Why wouldn't you try to win $100? Kind of stupid not to. Like the stream, you go watch Guru's, full card breakdown like that, comment, and support the patrons. And thanks for coming. Have fun. Can't wait to be there tomorrow. Hopefully we get some sick fights and go party after.
Yeah, guys. Peace out.